I do love it. I do love it.
No, it was the,
Oh, the NCR.
That's why.
Right.
that's why.
Got it.
How'd that go?
It was good. I mean, whatever. I think there were like 140 people that zoomed in.
Who was the,
Dina spoke. It was
Dina,
really nice. She spoke
yeah.
about Kenosha and she tied in Mitsora and the mold in the house, the mold in the community.
Oh,
It was good. Yeah, I think I don't know if they recorded it. They must have. Yeah, they recorded it, but it was,
Yeah,
it'd be worth
I'm
listening
sorry I
to.
didn't get to hear that.
She spoke really well. What happened in Kenosha?
is, do I have a paper? There is no.
Hello, Paul Eber.
Good morning, Shabbat Shalom.
Hello.
Shabbat shalom.
We're streaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We are.
we are streaming. So everyone knows. All right. Well, we will hopefully continue to grow a little bit. We have four of us in here. We've got a number of you there. And hopefully we'll continue to grow. Rabbi Berkson is with the KT class in New York, showing them Jewish New York. So we wish them all well.
And secular New York.
And secular New York, specifically also Jewish New York. Reformed Jewish New York.
Yes.
So it's nice. So we are going to begin our service, I think. Let's do service 2, I guess. Let's do service 2.
Okay.
So we find service 2 begins on page 290. So if you have a Siddur, please join with us on page 290 for Matovu. Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Shadecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkiratecha Yisrael, Vani berochastecha, Avo betecha, Eshtachavecha Kodecha beiratecha, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkiratecha Yisrael, Adonai Ahati, Meon betecha, Umekom Mishkan Yevodecha, Mishkan Yevodecha, Vani Eshtachavecha, Ve'echra, Evrecha Lifnei Adonai, Osi, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Vani Tefilati Lecha, Adonai Etzrazon, Elohim berochastecha, Elohim berochastecha, Aneni be'emes ishecha, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. And Audrey, if you would read on page 291.
Yes,
Oh, actually, we'll have, yeah.
sure. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength.
Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh chol basar, umafli la'asot. Continue. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi טהורה היא. אתה בראת, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. אלוהי, אלוהי, נשמה, שנתת בי טהורה היא. Sherry, would you read on page 292? The soul-
292.
292, yeah,
Okay. Up to the second.
the second service.
The soul you have given me, O God, is pure. You created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, my God and God of all ages, source of all being, loving guide in every human spirit.
Baruch atah Adonai, asher biyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish. Yeah, sure.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasakvi vina lechavchin ben yom uben laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokea ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asirim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokeh kifufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokal haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamehin metzadei gaber.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, al bishar rumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotein leyayev koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina me'enai utma me'afapai. Baruch
Amen.
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani bat chorim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'givura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen. Susan, could you read on page 297? 297?
Absolutely. Adonai, our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah la'amo Yisrael.
אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו הם כיבוד אב ואם וגמילות חסדים, והשכמת בין המדרש אחרית ואבית. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו הם והכנסת אורחים, וביקור חולים, והכנסת כלה, ולוויית המת, ויונפילה, ואהבת שלום בין אדם לחברו. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו הם. ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. So we're going to continue with Kaddish Darabanan on page 299. And Sherry, would you lead us? Anybody else who would like to join in as well?
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yaman divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayedochol Beit Yisrael v'hagalav v'zman kariv v'yamuru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam yomei Omayah.
Yitbarach v'yitkabach v'yitkachar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisham
B'richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yama v'yemuru.
Amen.
Amen.
Al Yisrael v'al Rabbanan v'al Talmidehom, v'al kol Talmidehom, v'al kol man diastig v'oraita, di b'atra hadin v'di b'chol atar v'atar, yehi lechon u'kol shlama rabba, china v'chista v'rachamim, Hayim v'arechim mizonam v'ribcha u'barkanan min kadam avuhom di b'shmaya v'ar'a v'yimuru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim tovim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimuru.
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu b'rachamav yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimuru.
Amen. Thank you. And Nancy, do you have a Siddur?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. Would you read for us, please, on the bottom of page 301 as we begin Pesukei de Zimra? Blessed is the one.
Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one. Blessed is the one who continually authors creation. Blessed is the one whose word is deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate toward the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate toward all creatures. Blessed is the one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign who is glorified through praise. Baruch atah Adonai.
Adonai.
Melech Elul Batish Bachot. Thank you very much. So we continue on the next page with Mizmor Shir, Psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, Tov lechodor Adonai, ulezamer Shimcha Elyon, ulezamer Shimcha Elyon, להגיד כחסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשוי ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך, איש פעל לא ידע וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. Tzadikata Yifra Ke'erez Balebanon Yizkeh Shetulim Bevet Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yeduvon Beseva Shenim Verananim Yiyu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzurich Velo Avlatabo. As we continue in praising God with Ashrei, this is a tune by Perry Smiley, page 303. Ashrei, 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 Yoshvei B'techa. Ashrei, 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 Yoshvei B'techa. Ashrei, Yoshvei B'techa. Od Yehalelu Chasela. Ashrei, Yoshvei B'techa. Od Yehalelu Chasela. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they shall say your name forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they shall sing your praises forever. As we turn to page 306 for Psalm 150. Hallelujah. It's tune back in my mouth, in my mind, Leonard Cohen. Oh gosh, just after that. Hallelujah, bekodsho, hallelujah, birkia uzo, hallelujah, bilburata. Hallelujah, Kirov Gudlo, Hallelujah, Betika Shofar, Hallelujah, Beneve Vechinor. Hallelujah, 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 betofum machor, Hallelujah, b'minim ve'ugav, Hallelujah, b'tzitzilei shama. Hallelujah, b'tzitzilei truah, kol hanshama tehalleluya, kol hanshama tehalleluya, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. And John, do you have a Siddur? Would you like to join in reading the English in the service? I'm not sure. So I think we'll move on.
Pass,
Can you have one?
pass.
If you could read on page 300 and
I'm passing.
you're passing. Got it. Okay. Eve Joan, if you would be so kind as to read on page 311 at the bottom.
May you always be praised, great and holy God, our sovereign in heaven and on earth. We offer our devotion, open our hearts in acclamation. Praised are you, Adonai, crowned in adoration, God of praises, sovereign of wonder, delighting in song, eternal majesty.
Okay, nice Pesuke de Zimra. Now we're going to transition to the Shema and her blessings. So as we turn to page 312, Yitkadav Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'Yamalik Machuteh, V'chayechon V'yamechon V'chayedcho Beit Yisrael, V'agalav Bizman Karim, V'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam Le'amei Amayah. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלש בנקודשה בריחו ואלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יה לה 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 יה לה 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 Ya ya la 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 ya ya la la ya ya la 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 ya ya la la ya ya la 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 ya ya la 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 Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach Baruch Adonai hamevorach hamevorach le'olam va'ed hamevorach hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Yotzer or uvarech choshech Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol. Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha berachamim. U'betuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita mal'ach ha'aretz kinyanecha. Barach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yivarucha selah. Or chadash al Zion ta'ir, or chadash al Zion ta'ir, v'nizkeh kulanu mehera le'oro, mehera le'oro, Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer hameorot. Today I think we'll sing this liturgical piyut El Adon, and remember I think there's a letter missing, so maybe at the end we'll see if you can figure out which one that is. One of them changed. There's a letter missing. I think it's an alphabetical acrostic. So try and follow along, and then we'll kind of see which letters are changed or missing at the end. El Adon Kol Hamasim Baruch Barach Befi Kol Neshama Godlo V'Tuva Male Olam Dat U'Tvuna Sovevim Bato Amika Chayot HaKodesh V'Neder B'Chavod Alam Bekava Zechon U'Mishol Lifnei Chiso Chesed Berachamim Lifnei Chivodo Tovim me'orot shebara Eloheinu yitzaram b'dat b'bina u'basker koach u'gvura natan ba'em li'od moshlim b'keref tever meleim ziv u'fikim doga na'el zivam b'chol ha'olam shemechem b'tzektam b'sasim b'boam רוצים בהם הרצון קודם, תהיה בכבוד, נותנים לשמות צחול ורינה, לזכר מלכותו, קרא לשמש ויזרח אותה, והתקין צורת הלבנה, שבח נותנים לו, כל צבא מרום. The next one's not here. תפארת וגדולה, שרפים ויופנים בחיות הקודש. notice any letters that were kind of goofy here?
Yeah, the sin instead of a samach.
That's right. So if we kind of go Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud. So far, so good. Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samech. No, but the Samech isn't there.
Right, because they couldn't make the poem right.
Yeah, I guess there are more sins than Samechs in the Hebrew. There are more Samech Hebrew words. So sometimes that was a technique that they used. They sometimes would swap out the sin for a Samech for the Esam. Samech Ayin Pei Tzadi Kuf Re Shin, and the Taf was missing. And we talked about that at one point. It has to do with angels. The former movement wasn't quite sure how they felt about angels, so they took it out, but we put it back in. Okay. So continuing on. Let's see if we can. I think what we'll do is we'll read on page 317. We've got 3 paragraphs. We'll start with Paul for the first paragraph, and then Alan, the indented, and then Margie, the other paragraph. And then we won't read the Hatimah because we will go back up to the top of the page and sing Bahaviyah. So, Paul, if you'd start us. Oh God.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and the sages of Israel. And joyfully, we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and the wisdom of your truth.
Now the top of the page. V'haviyeinu l'shalom me'arba karfot ha'aretz v'tolicheinu kol memiut le'artzeinu ki'eh po'el yeshuot ata ובאנו ואחרת וקרבתנו לשמך הקדוש בימינו להודות לך ליחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Wade, if you could read just the first paragraph on page 320, just the first 5 lines.
Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelites and tell them that each generation shall form a fringe on the corner of their clothes and place a blue cord on the corner fringe. When this fringe catches your eye, you will remember all of the mitzvot of the Eternal and do them, and not follow after your heart and your eyes which draw you astray."
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Carol, if you would please read on page 321.
321. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נור התהילות אוסף אלה, נור התהילות אוסף אלה. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ותחנמך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש. ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. אננננננננ אדוני, אנננננננ שפתי תפתח, אנננננננ ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך. אנננננננ אדוני, אננננננ שפתי תפתח, אננננננ ופי יגיד, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נוכלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושפחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. 329. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת כולם ישמעו ויתגעו מטובך שבת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. בחשבי רצית בו וקידשת שבת. בחשבי רצית בו וקידשת שבת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. חמדן ימים אל תקרנה שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת בקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. Lucille, if you would please read at the bottom of 329, the meaning of Shabbat. And Paul, if you'd like to join us at the table. Oh, no.
you're not.
No, it's this owl. No. So, Lucille, can you? Yeah, please join us.
Yes, I'll read that. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things of space. On Shabbat, we try to remember, attuned to holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Baruch atah Adonai mechadesh haShabbat.
Thank you very much. Stephen Sandler, nice to see you with us and have you back.
Good to be here.
And if you could read, please, the first paragraph on page 330. And then I think we'll, Butch, I don't know if you're going to be, if you have a Siddur yet or not. I don't know if we sent one to you. I don't think so. So Stephen, you can, not yet. Okay. So Stephen, if you would read the first paragraph, and then we'll come back into the room here, Paul, and then Susan.
Okay.
For each of the next.
Okay. On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call, grant us enough health to fulfill our duties, and the compassion we need to attend to others.
Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us.
Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. Our source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. read that last page?
Sure, we can read together. We
We
praise you,
Adonai,
whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha be'yirah na'avod. Now we'll turn to page 332, and we'll go around paragraph by paragraph. Sherry, if you would do the first paragraph, and then Audrey, the second.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imagination.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach. And then we'll go back into Zoom, page 333 at the top. Nancy, if you would do the first paragraph, Eve Joan the second, and Paul the third.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements. Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression. Modim anachnu lach.
For
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared. Modim anachnu lach.
anachnu lach. And then for the last three paragraphs, Alan, if you would do the next paragraph, then Margie, and then Wayne.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom. Modim anachnu lach.
Then Margie. Here, I'm asking you to unmute. Let's see if that helps. Well, let's see.
There we go. I hate to say it, but there's a glare from the sun.
Who are you? Who am I?
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without, we just read that. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others may live in dignity and freedom. Modim anachnu lach.
And then Wayne, if you could do for human liberties.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and to choose. Modim anachnu lach.
And Carol, bring it home. We pray that we may live.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, Atov Shemaka.
Sim shalom tova ubracha ben v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael amecha barachenu yotzreinu kulanu kechad be'or panecha ki be'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, sim shalom, tova ubracha, chen v'chesed berachamim, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, Torah chaim b'yahavat, chesed b'yahavat, chesed, u'tzedaka u'bracha v'rachamim, Chaim b'shalom, sim shalom, tova ubracha, chen v'chesed berachamim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, v'tov be'enecha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol ed u'b'chol shah. Bishlomecha sim shalom, tova ubracha, chen v'chesed berachamim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו והכל ישראל ואמרו amen. We continue on page 371. ישברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואימותינו שרה רבקה רחל ולאה, ויברך וירפא את החולים. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. Asher Yitzchak ben Yael, Rivka ben Nis, and Leah. Remember those who are also have been the victims of terrorist attacks in Israel, and also those who have been injured or who are in need of healing from the war in Ukraine. Are there others who would like to say first in this room? Anybody? Yes, Paul?
Michael Mahalski.
Michael Mahalski. Audrey?
The Philip baby and Carol Craddock.
Philip Baby and Carol Craddock. And on Zoom, let's see, Alan.
Lisa Turner.
Lisa Turner. Paul Eberhardy.
Sarah Eberhardy.
Margie.
Marty Stein.
Carol.
Alana Himmelfarb.
Steve.
Louise Kaufman, Beth Govich Harris, and Gail Sessner Peterson.
Also, Refuah Shlema to you in continued healing. Lucille.
Debbie Reynolds, Mary Ann Cantor, Jack Burr.
Thank you. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of spirit and body. And let us say, Amen. Bisheberach avotenu b'kor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bisheberach imotenu b'kor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of spirit, the renewal of body, and let us say, Amen. So continue on page 586, the second half of the page with Aleinu. Please rise. If you're able. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adol hakol, latei gdula liyotze breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamoda, v'anachnu koreim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mimach, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim, u'Eloheinu einot, emet mokeinu evezulato, HaKatuv b'Torato, v'yadata yom b'chashevota el levavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim v'al haaretz mitachat enod. And on page 591, Rasil, could you read the first paragraph? And Steve, could you read the second paragraph?
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair.
Rise up like the sun, O God, all over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר, היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. On page 599, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. As if you would like at this point, please to mention the name of a loved one.
David
Yes.
Lumber.
David Lumber.
Richard Liska.
Richard Liska. And on Zoom, anybody who'd like to mention a name? Steve. Steven?
Esther Sandler.
Mr. Sandler and Rocio.
My father-in-law, Tony McConnell.
Tony McConnell. Alan.
Helga Levings and Sarah Feiss.
Sarah Feiss. Also remember those who perished in the war in Ukraine, and those in the terrorist attacks, and others who have suffered calamities. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. So we say the words of Kaddish on the previous page.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash v'yirabah.
Amen.
Yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedachol beit Yisrael. V'agalal v'zman parid v'yimaru.
Amen.
Yeheshmei rabba mevorach v'yolam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yitkadar v'yitkalev v'yitkalal b'nei tikudusha v'yitkol. Ve'elach v'yitkol v'yitchaka v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. V'amiran v'yama v'yimuru.
Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shamaya, L'chaim Aleinu V'Yachol Yisrael, V'Yimenu
Amen.
Otse Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Yachol Yisrael, V'Yimenu. Amen.
Amen.
And one who makes peace in the high heavens above, send peace down here to us, to all of Israel, to all who mourn. And let us say, Amen. We're going to conclude our service on page 626 with Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimakenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Micheloheinu, Michadonenu, Michemakenu, Michemoshienu, Lo Eloheinu, Lo Eladonenu, Lo Elemakenu, Lo Elemoshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Makenu, Baruch Moshiach, Tahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Makenu, Atahu Moshiachenu. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue with Kiddush in just a moment, but before we do, just a schedule of next week, since Pesach will be upon us. So next week, Friday, we will be having services earlier. Instead of at 6:15, we'll be having them at 5:45 p.m., half an hour earlier, so that people can then be able to get home to have their first Seder. So if you're able to make it in person or on Zoom, it would be very much appreciated. Next Friday, 5:45. Then on Shabbat morning, a week from today, this time Shabbat morning, we'll be having our study right at 9 a.m. because then we'll have our festive first day of Pesach service at 10:30 here in the sanctuary, and also hybrid for those who want to come in on Zoom or other platforms. But we'll be doing the study first at 9. So we encourage you to come if you'd like at 9 a.m. for the study, and then the service at 10:30. Susan, would you like to tell? Followed by a festive Kiddush festival lunch as well. So,
Yes.
yep. So we'll have some type of festive lunch, probably at Surlo Hall, and Pesach lunch. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, can you tell a little bit about the
And then
Seder?
we
Just
have-
quickly, just the
Yes, second night Seder will be hybrid. You are welcome to come here. For those who come here, we will have
6:30, right? Is it
6:30. We will have beautifully decorated Seder in the Surlo. We will start here. We will have it from candle lighting, including special Havdalah that happens when it's on Saturday night. And we will take it through second cup. Then you will take food home if you are getting the food from us. You will then go home, do a
People
part
eat at
of,
home, right?
you will do a part of the Seder at home by yourselves. Then we will come back together to do the next part of from Afikomen, Birkat Hamazon to the end, back together.
And that'll just be online.
And that will be just online. Yes. For those who are here, we will have the children doing an Afikomen search here, but we will eat the Afikomen at home
All right.
after dinner
So
because
those are
Afikomen means dessert.
Those are the first day's activities, and then we'll tell you next week about the seventh day of Pesach. So we hope you'll be able to join us Friday night, on Saturday for Minyan, and Saturday night for the Seder.
We also hope that you will join us on the Wednesday night of Passover for Then They Came for Me, which is a program about the Japanese internment, which we are doing as partners with the Jewish Museum, with Ovation, and with one of the local churches as well, because one of the local churches has congregants who were part of the internment or have family members who were part of the internment. And
There's more details you can find online
absolutely,
or on
it's
our
gonna be an
website.
amazing
That'll be that
This
Wednesday.
is on Zoom, correct?
Yes, and that will be on Zoom only.
So we are going to leave those who are on other platforms. You're welcome to join us on Zoom. We'll be doing Kiddush in just a moment, and then you are studying. So please join us there. We wish you all Shabbat Shalom.
We are turning off of it.
We're turning off the, not the Zoom, but the custom live stream.